Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube. It's been like 3 weeks since I last posted a video and I've just been really busy with exams. I'm not going to tell you about just yet because I'm not mentally prepared for that. And my saddle was away for about 3 weeks as well, getting a wee seam removed on the seat. So I want to tell you all about my saddle and all about like my new saddle that I've had for a while, and but I'm not just going to tell you about it just yet because I am going to the Gallops today with Callie. Woo! So I've been able to keep her fit by like lunging her. I've been walking her in hand, been doing loads of groundwork with her, so she is quite fit. So I'm lucky enough that yesterday we went for a hack and she was raring to go, jumped her in the field, and today now I can take her to the Gallops. So the plan is to bring in Oreo first and then Callie will follow. She likes company. She doesn't like to come in on her own, you know, it's only the two of them. Whereas Oreo, Callie can leave and go to the Gallops on the horse box and he just, yeah, whatever. As long as I can eat, that's fine. So yeah, that's the plan. Go to the Gallops. I'm going to drive there and back with my L plates on. Rob's with me. Hopefully he can take lots of videos. And yeah, then hopefully I can tell you about my exams and how that went, and then I can tell you maybe all about my saddle, my Chunky Monkey saddle. So yeah, let's get going. Go on, Callie. Come on, love. We're away without you. Also, the field is a little bit wet because it has been raining last night, but I want to show you a new purchase that I got. Some people aren't a fan of them, but I am. I love Crocs, like absolutely love them. And I got this pair from B&Q and they're like, is she coming? Yes, she's coming. They don't have holes in them. They're like gardener's Crocs. So like you can wear them and muck out in them and be in the field, and they're pretty like waterproof because they don't have holes in them. So I'll show you them now. Oh, look at those bad boys. There's my L plates. And Robert's eating his breakfast in the car because I would come up really early to go here today. Bye, when you come. I'm here. And yeah, I also wanted to talk about my experience with fly spray. So I always make like a homemade fly spray that's natural with like lemon and mint mixed together. And this year, for whatever reason, when I was just in the tack shop, I lifted just like a bought fly spray, like a really well-known fly spray actually, and was spraying it over Callie, and she hated me spraying it on her. Like I maybe only used it for 3 days and she absolutely hated it. Like she's very sensitive horse, so she doesn't really like sprays. She's got used to them over time, like her mane and tail spray and stuff, but this one she hated. And I was like, oh, spray, 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 keep the flies away, stop her from itching. And in the 3 days I used it, she nearly itched her whole tail out. And like beforehand, she wasn't itching her tail. So like, I'll show you the damage. So it looks like someone's done a really bad job pilling it. But under here, she's completely itched it all the way. Like Callie doesn't have sweet itch. She just itched the life out of it. And I'm honestly just putting it down to the spray that I used. When I read the back of it, it said, you know, for us applying it, we should use gloves because we shouldn't get it on our skin. But we're putting it on our horse's skin, and we shouldn't spray it like in a confined area because it'll get into our lungs and it's not good for us. So my mum, she wants her tail scratched, that's why she's turning her bum. My mum then, yeah, made some more spray for us, and I'll show you like me spraying it on her. Like she tolerates it, but like, I mean, she was swinging her bum into me like, do not put that on me. She was like telling me I don't like that. It makes me itchy. Don't spray it on me. So just as well she screamed and I listened, hey? But yeah, I'll show you her with this. She tolerates it, but compared to what she was, it's mad. So this is Mum's just lemon and mint. And with that other spray, this would have been impossible. She wouldn't have let me do this at all. Whereas with this one, it must feel nice on her skin. And since I've moisturised and washed her tail, and I've only been using this, she hasn't been itching at all. Good girl. So yeah, don't get led into buying chemical fly sprays, because maybe you're spraying and your horse is itching and it's not just the flies, it's the actual spray you're using trying to prevent them. Mint and lemon in boiling water, strain it, and you can put it in your eye. You're not going to go blind, do you know what I mean? So there's my top tip. Aww. Robert's showing Callie videos of bucking broncos, so she'll maybe buck me off today at the gallops. Callie, you would never. This is the plus side. If you drive, then your passenger opens the gate for you. Oh. They've got an indoor arena, that big barn, and then they've got an outdoor behind it, and then 2 sets of helms. Oh, listen to that. Hello. All right. Look back on, you know. Sometimes awake and I'm like, oh, I have to video all this. But then you're pleased when you do. I'm not counting those bit awkward ones. I wear my gloves because I'm never wearing my gloves. Robert, you're taking your job very seriously.
Oh.
Right. Oh, you're not even straight. Oh, hello. You're coming running over. To the left.
Is this the gallops now?
Yeah, so this is the end of the big long strip and you stop up there. There's a loop at the bottom and then there's the long, you know, run up to the top here. But well, we'll come down to the bottom and do some stuff around the loop, and then I can use this big long straight to give her one, you know, gallop. So we are on the gallops. We're at Dainscroft Equestrian. I've been coming here for years. Like, we used to bring our ponies here to use the gallops, and it actually went up for sale for a while there, and I think everyone thought that we were going to lose this place to like builders or something like that, and we were going to lose this facility of like having gallops like at our doorstep. But thankfully somebody, a horsey, has taken it over, and it is still open for us to come use the gallops. They have an indoor, they have an outdoor arena, they have like big gallops and smaller gallops, and I think they even have a cross-country course set up now. So go on, Callie, what's wrong? She's speaking. Oh, it is electrified, that's what she can hear, the ticker tape on the ground there. You're all right, you're all right, oh, it's all right, all right. Callie would never ever touch an electric fence nor go near an electric fence.
That's the bit where she's gonna go and buck you off.
Oh yeah, that'll either she'll buck me off there going past it, or she'll not go past it, or it'll make her go faster. She'll hear the clicking. I'll have to sing a wee song past it. But yeah, so it's great that we still have this facility after thinking that we might have lost it, so we'll enjoy it today while we can.
She knows.
So there we go. We've had our fun. Come on. Me and Callie are just walking off in the car park. I've got my Crocs back on. Probably not great health and safety, but I'm wearing a hat, so does that make up for it? Mainly just to keep my hair dry because it is raining, but the positive is that it will cool her down for me. So yeah, Robert showing her those videos of the rodeo this morning. Clearly Callie took some tips because there was a few funky moments. She definitely was humping her back up. She was feeling great. It's like the buck where they put their head right down to the ground and they really lift their back up. Sometimes she'll like give me like a big like humpy canter, and it's like a really big canter. Like she feels good lifting her back. She can really stretch. That's one great thing about that saddle. It's just really, really perfect for her shape. But I can tell you all about that. But yeah, it was really, really good. So we're gonna walk and walk and walk until Callie's out of, till she stopped puffing anymore, to let all of her muscles, tendons and ligaments really cool off. And I'll do some stretches and stuff with her before I put her back on the horse box, and tomorrow I'll give her a really good massage, because I've got booked in to 2 of Mark Robinson's pole work clinics at Hagenscroft. So that's the first time me and Callie will have been back at Hagenscroft since we moved away. So I'm really excited to go back to see what she rides like in the arena again. But I want her nice and comfortable, you know, no delayed muscle soreness. Give her a good massage to speed up her recovery. So yeah, we will keep walking.
Are you friends with me now?
Time to go home. Well, I must have tired her out because usually when I take her haircut off, she runs for her life to go see Oreo. Hello everybody, it's the next day after the gallops and I am back as promised to tell you about my exams and to talk to you about my saddle that I have. So I'm trying to think, like, where do I even start? So I'm no saddle fitter, I'm not qualified in any way. I am a massage therapist. I love my anatomy, and I just want to talk about like a few things that like I've learned in the past year. It was about this time last year. Remember I mentioned I was doing Mark's pole clinic? This time last year I was also doing his pole clinic. It was on the same time and I was preparing for my 20-mile endurance ride at St. Patrick's Way, And so I was really putting in the hours. Like, me and Callie were doing like a lot of hacking, a lot more time spent in the saddle, and then that's when the issues started to arise. Like, Callie's first pole lesson, she felt amazing, and then as the weeks went on, she just like lost impulsion and didn't really want to go forward, and I thought it was down to gas because it was summer and she was farting a lot. And anyway, and like, I had my saddle checked and it was fine, but I just think because there was more hours spent in the saddle, then it highlighted issues that we did not know were there. So yeah, I just want to talk about a few little things that... You finished farting? See what I mean by in the summer she farts a lot. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about a few little things that like I learned over the time. So anyway, I had Callie. She is a sport horse. So like, she has a wither, but it's not a tall wither by any means. Like, she's quite broad. She doesn't have like a really like high wither or anything. So anyway, I had her in a Thorogood GP, and I had her in a Kent and Masters dressage saddle, and as far as I'm aware, they're from like the same family tree. They're actually both like similar saddles. My dressage saddle is now sold. I still have the Thorogood saddle that I can show you, but the saddle that I have now is a Chunky Monkey saddle, and now these saddles are made in England. A lady called Sam comes over and does clinics and fits them for people, and they happened to be at Higgins Cross when I was liveried there, and I wanted just a second opinion. I wanted to see what her saddles were like and to see if they'd be better suited for Callie. So I suppose first of all I better talk about the problems that I was having with my original saddles. Nothing wrong with these saddles, they just were not the right saddle for Callie. So if you have like this type of saddle, don't panic, it might suit your horse, but it just didn't suit mine. So I'll tell you what troubles I had with my Thorogood and my Kent Masters, and I did my 20-mile in my Thorogood GP, and it wasn't until a month or so after then the problems were highlighted big time, because Callie actually, I have a picture of it somewhere, I'll try and find it. Callie got white hairs behind her wither just here, and white hairs is a sign of saddle pressure. And like, I can't tell you how upset I was about this. It was horrendous. She had white hairs here that didn't fall out until this summer when her summer coat came through. Now I don't know if they'll come back in the winter time, but she had white hairs here. And I think you can see how lovely and soft her back is now. There was a fly on her there. I'll show you how lovely and soft it is. The whole way through, lovely and soft. But right here at this junction here, the thoracolumbar junction, she was solid as a rock, so solid. There was so much muscle tension, and it was like, right, we need to recheck this saddle. And there's nothing wrong if you think you like have a problem and you've already had it checked, like check it again, like check it through. If you're not happy, like get it checked. It absolutely broke my heart. I was so upset. I was like, I can do better for her, and I just like haven't done enough. But anyway, so a year down the line, I'm really pleased with my Chunky Monkey saddle. I'm sort of the person who, like, I'll buy something and I'll not rave about it until I am 110% sure that this is to be raved about, or that I want to talk about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's been a year down the line, and now I only feel now that I want to talk about it. So I have a little bit of chalk here. I'm going to try my best to show you a few things that I know. So we have the scapula bone that runs here in their shoulder. So I'm just going to put a little line of chalk there. We have 18 thoracic vertebrae, and then we have our lumbar our lumbar vertebrae, okay? Our thoracic vertebrae, the 18, all have ribs. So your saddle ideally, you want your saddle to be sitting on the ribs, on the thoracic vertebrae. If it passes the thoracic vertebrae, you pass the thoracolumbar junction. That's where the thoracic vertebrae meets the lumbar vertebrae. You do not want your saddle sitting on your lumbar vertebrae, because that's when you get that muscle tension that Callie had, and that's when you'll get the problem. So how to find where that junction is, you'll look for the change in the direction of the hair, and you'll feel for the last rib. The Callie, you can feel is here. Now the ribs curve up, so it's not a straight line, they curve ever so slightly. So I'm going to do a rough estimate. The Callie's is about here. Okay, so I will set this chalk down, dust off my hands so I don't get it all over my good saddle. So I'll show you this thoroughgood saddle. Okay, so problem one. When I set this on with one hand and I slide it into the correct position, this hasn't sat on her for a year now, so you can see, you know, it doesn't fit her very well at all, but it's just to give you the idea of this saddle was coming it was going too far back for her. Sorry, this is so difficult because I'm videoing by myself and I've got you on a selfie stick and it's just, anyway. So if I lift the saddle up, can you see where that white line is? This is where the problems were coming from, okay? This is where the muscle tension was coming from. This junction here, and then we had the white hairs here because the saddle was really too narrow for Callie. So by too narrow, I will show you what I mean. So I'll spin you around now. So this is my thoroughgood, and this is my chunky monkey saddle. So the difference is insane. If I come back, this is the gullet, the shape of the gullet that is in the thoroughgood. See, it's very V-shaped, whereas the chunky monkey saddle, inside, it's more of a U shape. So here to here, it's more of a U rather than this. Well, I'm holding it closer to the camera so it doesn't look great, but do you understand what I mean? This is more V-shaped, whereas the chunky monkey saddle will be more of a U shape. It's more wider. So I understand the videoing of this is not fantastic, but bear with me. So I will set my lovely chunky monkey saddle on my chunky girl, like sport horse, and we are chunky, so I'll pop this on for y'all. And as you can see from my little mark on my thoracolumbar junction, this little saddle doesn't pass, and it has loads of room at the front for her. It's lovely and wide. Look how it just like, it hugs her, isn't it just so lovely? And it's just beautiful. Another thing I love about it, so it's a jumping saddle that I have. I couldn't afford to buy myself a jumping and a dressage saddle, so I was like, okay, if I buy like a jumping GP saddle, then I can do everything rather than having a jumping saddle, a dressage saddle and not being able to jump. So I'm saving up. So one thing I love about this jumping saddle, so it has this support for me up at like my thigh, and then as you lift this top flap, this bottom flap is further back, so there is so much room for Callie's shoulder to move. I just think that is just the most amazing thing ever. There's so much more room for her to move her shoulder, whereas my other little Thorogood saddle, it was the same, you know, if you lifted it, the flap came to here, you know, and I just love that so much. So some people are like, oh, it doesn't affect them if this part of the saddle is sitting on their shoulder, but me just personally, I just prefer the thought of nothing sitting on them, just to give her more room to move her shoulder. And even if you have a horse that doesn't have big shoulder movements, is there a reason why it doesn't have big shoulder movements? You know, open up the shoulder for the horse, and you never know, you might have a big shoulder moving horse. And as you could see, like when I was running my hand down Callie's back, her muscles have gone so soft. Like, I've had chiropractic work done, I did loads of soft tissue work, like, and it has taken probably like 3/4 of a year to get her how I want her to be again, like how she always used to be. And you know, she changed a lot. Like, the saddles that I had probably were fitted to her the best that them saddles could have been. But as she has grown and she's got wider and her top line has filled out, then it was just time for a change. So when I said that I had my saddle away in England getting like a seam removed, I'll show you what I mean. Little bony bum Jess, there was a piping that ran across here. It's like a dirt on it. There was a piping that ran across here, and it was just ever so slightly sticking into my backside. I mentioned it to Sam when she came back over to check the saddle at a clinic at Dainscroft. I mentioned it to her and it was not a problem. She took my saddle back, she removed the seam, and it was posted back to me, and I have hacked in it. I did the gallops in it there yesterday and it feels absolutely fantastic. I'm just really, really pleased. It's comfortable for her, it's comfortable for me, and yeah, another wee thing that is just like I want to show you as well, when you are looking at your own saddles and things, it's really, really important. Don't really want to set this on the ground, hold on, it's too precious to set on the ground. I will prop it here and spin you around. So when you think of a horse's spine and their vertebrae, you want about a hand's width. So when you think about their vertebrae and all the soft tissue that runs within that, you want at least a palm's width, you know, on their spine where the saddle is going to give clearance. And I think, I can't remember the correct saddle term for this channel here, but that is a palm's width. Some of the old saddles, you'd be lucky if you got 2 fingers in, you'd be lucky if you got 1, and then we wonder why we have problems. But that there has plenty of room for Callie's spine. Another thing that Sam said when she was over that I thought was really, really interesting was she was like, you can judge it, well, sort of, it's not like tried and tested, but just a nice way of looking at it is you can judge it by the width of your horse's, the top of its tail, you know? So top of Callie's tail, avoiding, obviously not thinking about all the puffy out hairs that she has rubbed. What do you think? The top of her tail is about a hand's width for up here, and a hand's width for the saddle as well. There you go. That's my little talk. You can take from that what you want. Please, if you have any thoughts or notions that your saddle isn't correct for you or your horse, go ahead and get a saddle, a qualified saddle, a saddle fitter. And you know, if you're still not happy or you still think something just isn't quite right, you know, ask for another opinion, just ask for a recheck. You know, we're all after the same result in the end, which is a comfortable and happy horse, and God love her, she's just feeling amazing at the moment. She really, really is feeling super, and you never know. Maybe me and Callie will do another 20 miles endurance ride this year come September, and hopefully there'll be no issues after it. I will have no muscles like problems and grey hairs, and that'll not happen this year. But you know, time is a wonderful and scary thing. You know, I do think maybe if I didn't compete in that endurance ride, then problems may not have been highlighted, and maybe it would have been overlooked, and it would have been like an underlying little problem that Callie maybe would have never, like, you know, showed us that there was something wrong, or, you know. But yeah, I need to stop rambling now. But or should I keep rambling? I need to tell you about my exams, I suppose. That is terrifying. So I don't know if you know, if you've been here long enough, you will know that I am sitting my exams with AMTRA and Harper Adams University so that I can prescribe medicines to horses. So that is like your wormers. So when I do my fecal leg counts and my Equisol saliva tests and give you your results, I can then advise you on wormers, and I can legally prescribe them and sell them if I wanted to. But I don't know if that is a route that I want to go down. What are you doing, Callie? Ori doesn't want it. Yeah, so I did my Viva in November, so that's when you're speaking to a vet, and I just don't think I was confident enough. I didn't know what was coming. I just don't think I was like confident enough with my answers and how he would ask me the questions. So I don't know if I'll have passed that or not. I think if I was to do it again, I would be better prepared and more confident in myself. And I sat my equine exam that was through Harper Adams, and I didn't get it the first time. And I couldn't tell you how much I cried over this, because I had to wait 6 weeks to find out where I went wrong, and I just missed something in my 20-mark question. I just didn't know how they wanted me to answer the question. There was like a set way, and I didn't know until I had failed like how to answer that right. So with the advice that they gave me, I'm just hoping that second time round I had done enough to pass it, and I do feel really confident about that one. My baseline that I did with AMTRA, it was really, really tough. Like the questions were tough, and I took my time like answering them, and I was like running out of time. It's just knowing what they want from you in that question. You know, if they asked you it a different way, maybe you'd be like, yeah, I know that, but you have to like read it, analyze it, work out what they want from you. And yeah, even if I could just pass one, and if I had to reset the other ones, I'll be better prepared for them second time round. But obviously I'd never went to university. This is my first time like experiencing uni, and it is so difficult. So hats off to anyone who has done uni. It is really, really tough, and it's really tough when you don't have a lecturer or you don't have a teacher and you're doing it completely by yourself like I am. It's really, really hard. So yeah, that's my little like life update. I will be getting my results in 8 weeks time. I have to wait for them all. So in 8 weeks time I'll be getting all 3 of my results. So I'll either be laughing, crying, but even if I can just get one, I just really, really struggle with English and speaking and spelling. I always have. I'm a hands-on person. It's just not my strong point, but I am not giving up. Even if it kills me, I am going to do this for me. I really, really want this for my business. And yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I will keep going, even if it kills me. I will keep going. But yeah, so I will stop rambling on. Thank you so much for watching the vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. The gallops and the saddle talk, and a little update on my big scary exams. But yeah, thank you all for watching so much. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on my other social media platforms. It really helps me out to promote my little business that I want to be a big business. So yeah, Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you all again very, very soon. Bye!